Welcome to Thursday. You know it's my favorite day of the week. It's time for word dictation day and syllable work. So grab your yellow word dictation book and a whiteboard or a piece of paper to do our syllable work on. Let's get started. All right, remember this week, our new concept. Let's review really quick. We had 3 new diagraphs that we worked on this week. KN says N, GN says N, and WR says Okay, those are the concepts we're going to work on for our dictation. Grab your whiteboard. Let's start off with our syllable work. On your whiteboard, you need to go ahead and write this word. Let's work through it. All right, you can pause the video here, work through it on your own, then come back and check your work, or we can work through it together. Okay, we're going to start at the beginning of the word because remember, we always read from left to right. We read from left to right. So start at the beginning, take our eyes through. There's one vowel. What do I notice after it? I notice an R. I got to keep those together. A vowel and an R, stay together. Keep going, keep going, keep going. There's an E. All right, I have all my vowels marked. Mark them with the V. Draw my bridge. Look up. Mark anything in between. I have a V, or I have a consonant, so I'm going to mark it. All right, ready for my syllable division line. The most common place to divide words into syllables is between the 2 consonants. I don't have 2 consonants, so the next way is after the vowel, before the consonant. Here it is, after the vowel, before the consonant. Okay, let's mark our syllable types. I have a vowel with an R. What do we know about that? Whenever we have a vowel with an R, it is an R control. R control. Go over here. What do I have? I can grab and mark up my last 2 consonants if that helps me see the pattern, because I have a vowel and then consonants. That's a closed syllable. We've been working on those closed syllables since the beginning of the school year. We have a closed syllable. We have a short vowel sound. Here we go. We're ready to read our word. R, har, vest, vest, harvest, harvest. This could be a new vocabulary word for you, possibly. Harvest means to pick. In the fall, at least that's our harvest time here in Iowa, is when the farmers will harvest the corn or the wheat. You might harvest pumpkins from a pumpkin patch or apples from an apple tree. All right, so our word is harvest, to pick. Okay, erase your board. Let's do our next word. Okay, let's write it out. Okay, again, you can pause here and decode this word all on your own, or you can work through it together. If you try it on your own, come on back once you're done and see how you did. Okay, start at the beginning. I see an O, and then what else I notice? A vowel with an R needs to stay together. Keep going. Then I have 2 vowels. Okay, mark them. Draw my bridge, look up, mark anything in between. Just like the last one, I don't have 2 consonants, but I have a vowel and a consonant. Let's try it. There it is. What do we have here? A vowel with an R is another R control. Over here, look up. I have a vowel team. Okay, I know that OR says or. I know that EA says E. Let's read it. Or, eel, deal, ordeal. Say it fast, ordeal. This is probably a new word for you. An ordeal is an event that may have been scary or exciting or had some sort of chaos or a little bit of craziness. For example, when in the fall, when we had that big storm, remember the derecho? That storm was quite the ordeal. It was a big event. It was scary. It was exciting. It was crazy. It was an ordeal. Okay? It would be a crazy or exciting event. All right, erase your boards. You need your dictation book. We are on Unit 6, all the way, almost all the way in the back. We don't have very many left. Okay, so you found that page. Remember, we're working on KN and WR. We're going to focus just on these two diagraphs today. I know we learned 3, but these ones are more common. So remember, KN says N, WR says R. Notice that none of our lines are marked for diagraphs on here with our squiggly line. That's okay, we don't need it, because we know that KN and WR always have to come at the beginning of a word. So when we're spelling today, if you hear a word that starts with N, it has to have the diagraph KN. If you hear a word that starts with R, it has to have the diagraph WR. They always come at the beginning. Remember, if you're not sure of what definition of a word, if you see a word start with a WR, it has something to do with twisting and turning. Okay, let's take a look at number 1. We have some silent E. These indicates a silent E. Notice there's no sound line here because our silent E doesn't make a sound. It's silent. Here we go. Hands ready for pounding and tapping. The word is write. I will write you a note. Write. Here we go. Write. Right. Right. Now, I encourage you to pause the video after each word and write the word and then come back and check. Don't copy my work, but you're going to pause, write the word right, turn the video back on, and check your work. Okay, when I write this one, I hear at the beginning, and I know that our diagraph is WR. Right. And I need that silent E in order to make the I tell its name. If yours is correct, move it over to the rewrite line. All right, let's look at number 2. We have too many sound lines. We have a blend at the end. Here we go. The word is wrist. I will bend my wrist in order to write the words. Wrist. Ready? Pound it out. Wrist. Tap it. Wrist. Wrist. Okay, you paused the video, you tapped it out yourself, and you wrote the word by yourself, and now you're checking. So here's the word, wrist. We hear the sound at the beginning. We know that has to be a WR. If yours is correct, slide it over. Okay, now this one on number 3, we haven't talked a whole lot about welded sounds yet this year. Hopefully we'll get to it a little bit more, but just so you know, on this line, you're actually going to have 3 letters and they all stick together. So here we go. The word is wrong. I don't want to get the answer wrong or incorrect. Wrong. Here we go. Pound it out. Wrong. Tap it. G. Wrong. Try it. Come back and check. There's that ng. Okay. That ONG is a welded sound. It stays together. Just like ing, it's ong. Wrong. I hear the so I know it has to be a WR. Move it over. Okay. Number 4. The word is no. Like, I know the answer. No. Ready? No. N-O. No. Go ahead and write it. All right, we have a couple spelling things happening here. We hear the N sound. Remember, if we hear the N sound in these words, we're going to use K-N. Now, if you left off the W, it still says no because we have an open syllable, but it is spelled incorrectly. You need to make sure you have the W on there. If you leave the K off, now we have the word now. So this one's tricky. Make sure you check it. This is the word no, like I know the answer. let's look at number 5. Number 5, the word is knock. I will knock on the door. Knock. Ready? Knock. N-A-K. Knock. Go ahead and write it. And there's my K-N. A-K. Now, how do I know? Is it a C? Is it a K? Is it a CK? Well, this is the 1 and 1 and 1 rule. We have one syllable, 1 pound, knock. One short vowel, which was ah, and one final sound, which was k. We have to use the CK. That's our spelling rule. So there's our word, knock. Slide it over. Okay, let's take a moment. Let's read our words before we go on to our sentence. Here we go. Right, wrist, wrong, no, knock. I would encourage you to continue to practice those words as many times as you need till they become fluent. Okay, here's our sentence. He cut the knot with a knife. Watch me pound it. He cut the knot with a knife. Pound it with me. He cut the knot with a knife. Tap it on the lines. He cut the knot with a knife. One more time. He cut the knot with a knife. Pause the video, you write it, and then you come back. Okay, let's check. He cut the knot with a knife. Make sure you check that work. Do you have a capital? Did you use good handwriting and spacing? Punctuation at the end? And are all of your words spelled correctly? Specifically, you need to make sure you check that word knot and that word knife. Okay, if yours is correct, let's rewrite it on the rewrite line. Okay, let's check again. Capital, good spacing and handwriting, no words floating up, no words floating down. And do you have spacing between your words? Because it's important to have them between the letters and the words correct. Okay, punctuation, and check your spelling. Let's reread our sentence. He cut the knot with the knife, with a knife. All right, remember this week we've been working on K, N, and WR. Those are our blends or our diagraphs for this week. All right, friends, continue to practice. Anytime you need with any of these fluently reading these, or continue to spell them. I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye.